What's up, everybody? It's Omar from the Bullish Bears team. It's Saturday, June 3rd, 12:55 p.m. And I wanted to make a video just recapping like one or two plays that I had this week and build my watch list for next week. For those of you that follow me on the Bullish Bears community, you know I had a test, so I wasn't trading, I was inactive, and I bombed that shit. Didn't go my way. I got like trading. Sometimes when you take a trade and the trade doesn't go your way, your mental capital is sort of like gone, and it's hard for you to focus. Well, that kind of like the test kind of took me by surprise. I knew the material, but the questions were tricky, and I took that first question and man, it just frazzled me because I didn't know the answer. It was the very first question, and it was a true or false question, and just set the tone for a bad test. So didn't do well. So I'm gonna crack at it Monday. So that's life, man. It's trading. That's life. You just gotta roll with the punches. So I'll back at that Monday. But that's neither here or there. So I just wanted to talk about a couple of trades. Now, last week I've been posting like my watch list and sort of just telling you guys what I was looking to short or long, and I was right on just about every play with the exception of one. So I've been killing it, and one of the plays I want to talk about was Hertz. So I'm on I'm on the Bullish Bears community. I also have my own Twitter, watchotrade. Follow me there. And I'll just talk about one of the trades that I posted. Actually, oh yeah, this was for Friday, and these sort of went my way too. But I want to talk about one trade I took, which was on Hertz. So I talked about AKS, and which is the day? One of these days. Damn, I'm trying to remember. Maybe I posted it on the group and I didn't post it here on Twitter. But yeah, I was on the money with this too, the short CYTR. AKS was also another one. We can talk about AKS. I'll talk about both AKS. Well, I know I'm not going crazy. Oh, here it is. Hertz, yeah. So it's my watch list for 6-1. I could be wrong, but I think Hertz, AKS, and LIO would be great shorts. So I think DDD will be long. I've been killing it. But remember, no one knows what stock will do, right? So, and you can see the timestamp, right? So that was for June 1st. Well, let's see what happened on June 1st. All right. Here's June 1st. So let's talk about why it was on my watch list first off. So this is the 5-day 5-minute chart, and this was on the 31st. Now the reason why the stock was on my watch list is because I like to look for stocks that close going holding their highs. I either put stocks on my watch list that close going into their holding their highs, or stocks that have like huge spikes in the morning because sometimes on news, because they tend to have multiple days where they're volatile. All right. But what I know about Hertz is that when Hertz kind of runs, it always sort of kind of washes the following day. And as you study charts and study the market, you'll learn this too. So if you look, this is the yearly chart on Hertz, and pretty much every time it has a green day, it'll have a wash. So on here, I think this was the 19th. It had a green day. It had a green day again on the 22nd, and then it kind of washed. It usually has these green days, and then it just kind of gives it back. So this had 3 green days, and then it started collapsing. But it's been in this range, and I just knew that it was gonna give it back. So, and it's exactly what happened. So what happens is, let me go back on the 5-day 5-minute chart. We're gonna see this was actually, it was 2 separate days where it collapsed. So this was one day. I actually traded this on 2 separate days. But let me go back to June 1st. So June 1st, I actually shorted this on both days, to be honest with you. This was one day, but let's talk about June 1st because that was the one I posted. So this is the 5-day 5-minute chart. Now, when the market opens, I look at the 1-minute and 5-minute time frames. Now, if I did 5 days, 1 minute, I don't think it's gonna allow me to go back. Let's see, 5 days, 1 minute. You see, it's not gonna let me. Oh yeah, it does. Oh cool. All right, let's go back to June. Is it gonna do it? Oh no, it only gives me 26, 29, 30. Oh yeah, here it is. Beautiful. All right, so this is what happens. The market opens on June 1st, right? It's a 5-day 1-minute chart. Let's zoom in. Okay, and the market opens, right? So this is what happens. So the market opens, it gaps up, it taps out here, it forms this lower high right here, and I see that selling pressure is starting to come in, I'm watching level 2. So I just immediately, I said, you know what, this will be an easy trade for me. And just because I had the expectation that it was going to sell off. That's why I took this immediate trade. So here's the high. It forms this lower high, and right in this candle, I got executed about 10, I think it was like 10.22. I took a short on it. All right, and when you see here, so this is the lower high. So let me just do it here. Here's the lower high, right? I'm risking high of day, and you can see on the next candle, it forms a lower high, and it just starts collapsing. It gets down to this 10.09 range. It packs up, and you see it comes all the way back up to 10.22, but it never touches that previous lower high. That's another entry. So had you missed this and you're still not sure, right here, you could have watched this here at this point and took a trade. Can you say, oh right, look at this, it goes down, it comes back up. Right here is a lower high. All right, you see the lower high here, comes back down, breaks above it, but it breaks a higher low, but it's still not up in this range, so you can still have some comfort taking this, risking the high of day. So had I, let's say the stock sold off, let's say I missed this, I didn't take my entry here, and I see this bounce and I see this go back up and form this lower high here, and I got in and it pulls back down and it goes back up, I'm still in, because I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna risk high of day. It's only 3 cents. So so you could have stood there, and what happened basically, it's kind of finding its range, and you see this is sort of like support, and it's kind of like sideways consolidating, and then just the collapse came, and I took a nice short on this, and I just literally watched this collapse all day long, and there's a lot of entries to short this all along the way. Lower high here, lower high here, lower high here, lower high here. I mean, just a lot of entries all on the way down, and it found its support here at the 968 range, and I covered right in here. So it was a nice trade for me. And then you could have dip bought this. So what happens is, this is one of the patterns I talk about. When a stock has a huge sell-off like this, you're gonna have a dip buy opportunity. Now you never know how high the stock is gonna go. The bounce is gonna be, but this thing found its support at 968, and it just kind of if you look at it, I'll zoom out, it just gapped all the way up. Well, we got to the 10.05 range, and then it just found its support here at 10.985. And that was one trade I had. It was a very good trade. The other trade I had that I told everybody about was AKS. AKS always trades in this range, So let me just go here. So the reason why this was on my watch list a couple of days ago, because look, the stock spiked from 573 all the way to 626. So, and then it just kind of consolidated sideways the rest of that day. This was on May 30th. And then look what happened on the 31st. The stock market opens and the stock just washes. So, right in here, okay, this is the stock market opens, it finds its range. This is the high of day right here. So, my trend line here. Let me just remove this. And and here this seems to be its support level, right? So it's bouncing off this low of about, what is this, about 610, and it's in this range. So I shorted it right in here, and I just knew it was gonna get back. AKS always does this, and it just collapses. You see, look, and it just the selling pressure starts coming in, and he forms these like higher lows or lower highs here. So here, kind of comes down, consolidates, and you can see right here, finds its support level, bounces up, but it's not above the previous, right? This is the previous support level, and it just continues to consolidate and go down. You see all these bear flags, bear flag. That's called a bear flag right there. And it just continued all the way down, and it found its range here in the 590. And as soon as it started gapping up, this is where I covered. And, it kind of gaps up, forms this lower high. And, and look, you had the bounce, and then it just quickly went all the way back up. So, you could have took a trade on this, several times, So it's great. It was a great short opportunity, a great dip buy opportunity, because look, each, look at this, higher low, higher low. This is how you know that the stock is building strength and momentum, and it just continues to go. Once it goes above VWAP, and it's going above the actual exponential moving averages, you know, it's a good sign that, you know, it'll continue on upward. Here, let me make this easier so you guys can see. Oops, let's go into this. No, wrong one. Sorry, guys. Let's go into this and appearance, and let me just fill the candles up for you guys. All right. Yeah. So those were like my two trades, but I had other trades last week. Well, you know, I just been killing it, to be quite honest with you. But let's just build our watch list. Let's build our watch list. So I don't want to make this video too long. So if we go to scan, we look at stock between 20 cents and $30. That have a minimum volume 500 shares, 1,000 shares at 5%. Hit scan, and I got 53 stocks. All right. So we go to charts, and this is the scan right here, and we just, you know, look through the charts. So here are all the charts, and we start from the biggest percentage gain and work our way down. And I'll start with CNAB. CNAB is a pump that has been pumped before. It looks like the pump is back. The wheat stocks seem to be all moving in unison again. And I remember this pump because this was on my watch list for a while. And this thing got to have 335 before the big collapse. All right. So, you know, it came all the way back down, and now it's had its 2 green days. I wouldn't be surprised if this stock continues to pump. So, you know, keep an eye on it for Monday. See the pump continues on. Oh, let's do our watch list. So create watch list. Let's put Monday's date, which is 6/5/17. We're gonna hit save, and I'm gonna put this on the watch list. Oops. Even though it has no volume, only because I know there's a pump, and you know it might continue on upward. INVT. I'm sorry, is the next stock. This is another stock that's been moving. This is a 5-day 5-minute chart. Let me go back to the 2-day 1-minute chart. This was at 14 cents, at 28 cents. I've seen this stock move before. If you look at the yearly, you know, this is a stock that one time was at $2. It just totally collapsed. You know, it's fine. It seems to find its yearly low here at 12 cents, and it's starting to get volume. Volume is starting to pick up again. So, you know, we'll put it on the watch list. We'll see what it does Monday. Not that I expect it to do anything. It might be a good shorting opportunity, but we'll see. You know, the market always tells us, you know, has some range, has some volume. We'll see. Buds, you see, this is a wheat stock. I went on the website just to get a crack at it. Some bullshit pump. I mean, this is garbage, you know. But, you know, it was 39 cents. It's at 150. So, you know, this is going to be a collapse. So what you do is you look for the collapse to come. And OTC stocks that are like pumps that are moving, they usually have good dip buy opportunities. The range is really good. So, you know, keep an eye on it. Maybe this continues on up. If it breaks 150, let's look at the yearly. Let's see where it's done. I mean, this stock, you know, the last time the pump was on, it went from, you know, 47 cents all the way up to like $4, and it, you know, came, and then it had this big crash, and then it ripped again, and it had this big crash, then it ripped again, and then it had the final crash. It got all the way up to $5. So, you know, it looks like it's the pump is back on. So let's see what happens, you know. So maybe you take a small position on it, but you gotta expect a big crash. But when that crash comes, buy the bounce, buy the dip, you know, risk the support level. So keep it on your watch. CCIH is another stock that's been moving on news. You know, over the last 5 days, it's got to a high of 178. You know, that's a remove the drawing. You know, this seems to be a support level right here in this range at the, you know, this is the 155 range. You know, and it closed, you know, kind of going into its high. Now I don't know what it's gonna do Monday, you know, but it seems that every time the market opens, look, it has a rip here. The previous market open, it had a rip too. So, you know, it seems that on each day when the market opens, it seems to have a move, at least the last 2 days. So, you know, usually you get 3 days and then you get the collapse. So my expectation is Monday you may get another, you know, rip at the open before the final, you know, before this thing completely collapses. Next up, EKSO. EKSO is another stock that, you know, was 99 cents at its low in the last 5 days. It's up at 148. You know, I don't know how much more this has to give. If we look at the yearly, you know, it's at 679, and you know, it's down here. Its low was 99 cents. So, you know, it's yearly low. So it's at 150. Now I don't know if this got more to give. I don't know anything about the company or the fundamentals, but it ripped Friday. And Thursday, it had a big sell-up, but it had a nice bounce. Is it going to be on my watch list? I don't know. It could move again on Monday. I don't know. What I recommend is look to see files, EK plans to string operations, reducing workforce. You got some construction initiatives, reducing. So I don't know. It did some. I guess I don't know what's going on, but it was on CNBC, so you know it's a bullshit stock. You know CNBC is garbage. So if you see on something on there, you know it's being manipulated more than likely. Those guys are all crooks. We'll put it on the watch list. I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting it on the watch list. All right, next up, Mara. We look at Mara. You know, had this crazy spike at the open. You know, and you know, kind of gave it back. I'm not sure what the actual this new record low junction IP against. I don't know. There's some suit going on. You just gotta look at it. What I tell people is like when you want to get a sense of what a stock is doing, you want more information. I'll give you a tip. Go to Yahoo Finance, and when you go to Yahoo Finance, you can type the name of the stock. So I'll type Mara. And Yahoo Finance is great to get like the general information about a stock. Let's see, my internet's been crappy over the last couple of days. That's why it's moving so slow. I apologize. Okay, so why is it doing this? So here's Mara. Okay, so sorry about this, guys. I know it's taking way longer than it should. All right, here we go. So here's the chart. And what you can do is you can see here, you see it'll give you like any news about the stock. You can look to see if there's a press release about the stock, and I guess these are the press releases here. Has a holdings call, announces first quarterly results. This is low, this is old. And then you can kind of see the range in the previous close. And if you go to statistics, which is great, and you can do this for any stock, you can see like what's the float, so how many shares. But you know, we have the float because we know shares available, right? So right here, right, you can see. And if you go, oops, sorry, it's for my. If you go here, you can see how many shares there are available to short, the ratio, the percentage of people that are short in the account. Those are good things to know when you're looking at the account. It'll give you like the 50-day moving average, the 200-day moving average. What's the percentage held by the insiders? So 29% is held by the insiders. All right, how many shares are outstanding? Okay, so you know you can see all that information about any stock you're looking at, which is good. You know, and look, this is dog shit. Got no money. All right, so crap company. Just so you know. All right, so is it gonna be on watch list? No, but I just wanted to show you that. So next up, I'll move quite faster now. A&W, this is a stock that I've traded before. It usually, you know, when it has news or good earnings, it moves in a range. You know, this stock collapsed. It was at $10, came out at $4.60. It seems to be its support level now, yearly support low, and it's, you know, gapping up. If it can get past $7, it, you know, has this huge gap fill. So you know, you can look at it as a potential swing trade, maybe. You know, see the fundamentals, and you can make a decision based on that. Next up, nope, GOOS. There it is. This thing, you know, close holds in its highs. It was $17 3 days ago. It has some volume, so you know, my expectation Monday is that this is probably going to be a good short. Now you're going to say, Walmart, you know, I only have, you know, let's say you have $5,000 in your account. So so you can only get, I don't know, 100 shares. I'm horrible at math, so I'm gonna do the math. So let's say 2178. I'm so bad at math. Times 100 costs you, I don't know, $2,178. All right. So you can afford that with a $5,000 account. All right. If you short it, and it, you know the range is big. Let's say it gets 100. You know, you get a whole dollar. You make $100. You know, guys, it's the small incremental wins over a long period of time is what's going to grow your account. So don't be afraid to short these higher price stocks. All right. NIHD, no. DPW, no. ACHN. The reason why I'm saying no sometimes is look, it's choppy. It's dog shit. I'm not looking at that. You know, it may be a good swing, but I'm not going to look at it for momentum. DPW, no. ACHN, look at this now, 5 million shares, and look at this, had nice range, nice move all day, all the way to 517, and this goes to my late fade shorting strategy where stock gaps up. I'll use this, you know, slowly all throughout the day. You're looking for that high day and that wash, and it usually happens between 2 and 4. And look, what time is this? This was 1:55, and look at 1:55. That's where it hits its high. and here's the wash. It goes all the way down, bounces off VWAP, and continues on upward. So I'll put it on the watch list. It's pretty volatile. You know, people have this perception that if a stock has 100 million shares, over 100 million shares, that it's not volatile. That's bullshit. Look at this. This was at 450 and it closed at 57. You know, hit a high at 517. So that's not true. Not in this bull market. All right, ADMP, nope. IMMY, no, I don't like it. CRAS, nope. NAO, this thing popped, but no. SGYP has been moving. Yeah, this was 334. It spiked. I think it spiked on news. Had a nice move up. See, gap up, pullback, right? So this is the flag pattern that's forming, right? You see it right here. All right, so you see that bull flag. This is the flag. When you see it pull back to the 9 EMA, that's your entry. Gaps up, right? Pulls back, but this is that flat top. All right, this is that flat top breakout that you get. All right, this is that flag pattern, and you see it kind of consolidates here. It pops again. So you got that first gap, up, pull back. Second gap up, pull back. Last push, and then the wash. You see, this is the higher day, and then you reverse it, and then it bounced off the EMAs, and it came down to like VWAP, and you know, can kind of consolidate it, and then you know it had another rip up. Off VWAP, but you see it comes up here and it never breaks this high. So if you see it, you know, gapping up, and look what happens, it comes up here and then just completely cracks. So you know me, the way I love to do this is, you know, if I would have caught it here, you know, if I missed this and I caught this, I would take a trade because this is the first pullback. The second one gaps up, it pulls back. I don't like to get into that second push after the second push, because this is a second push right here, and then it pulls back. I don't like to get into that last push because the reversal's coming. What I like to do is after that, if I miss the initial and I miss the second on this last push, what I like to do is I'm like a sniper waiting for that top doji to get that reversal, and then right here I see that it's reversing here. You see all the volume set coming in. So right here, what I like to do is I see the reversal, and then I see the next candle forms the lower high, and this is where I like to short. I like to short into the lower high, risking higher day, and I would have just rode this bad boy all the way down. Now you see it comes up, it comes back down, it comes up, and you know it has this push, but you see how it never breaks the lower high or high day. So if you had the patience to hold this, I mean, you would have killed that short, because look at this thing eventually comes down to about the $4 mark, you know, finds its range, and you could have covered somewhere in here. All right, that's why I love to short. And these stocks, like these kinds of moves, are the best and easiest to short. You just gotta have the patience to watch the move up. All right, so is it gonna be on the watch list? Yes. And this is what you get, guys, when you watch my recap videos. I'm always talking about entry and exits and things that you know you won't get from Tim Sykes or Cameron Foos or from any of these guys. They don't give you that stuff. And I'm going through these charts, and I'm just talking through this because these are all dog shit charts. Look at this. You don't know what to do with any of this. We're looking for stocks with volume that have nice moves. It's at 1.8 million shifts, but look how choppy this is. You don't know what this is going to do. So no, I'm not looking at this. Maybe you might want to look at it for a swing trade, but I'm not. No, look at this. Even though it moves like so choppy, you don't know which way the stock is going to go. So I'm not looking at that. LPSN, no. JUNO, look at this. Yeah, it had this nice breakout here. You know, this thing is up. You know, it was up. It was a low of 24, hit a high of 26, and it just closed holding its high. So yeah, it's going to be on the watch list. And you know what else is going to happen Monday? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen Monday. It's going to pull back because people that bought all here are going to, you know, they're going to take their profit. A lot of them don't. They, you know, they may not believe in the company long term, or they, you know, they got a profit and they got a small win. So if you look at the yearly, you get a sense of the stock. Now, this stock was a $49 stock, and it seems to be at close to that range where it seems going to top out and pull back. And, you know, you can see that, you know, it has these ranges, but it had this 3-day range here, and then, you know, came all the way back down to $22, and it's going to top. So you're going to look to see, and that top is what, 26.60. So, you know, it has some range, but you got to think that it's not going to break, and then people are going to take back some of those gains. So, you know, I would be looking to short this come Monday. And that's it, guys. If you figure this out, if you just listen to what I'm saying, then you're going to be fine. You're going to make a lot of money. BIOS. There's a stock that I expected to pull back. I didn't think it was going to break $2 Friday. I actually said it, you know, this was going to be a great short because BIOS is one of these stocks that gives back its gains. It never holds them. If we look at the 1-year chart, you know, this every time it has a run, you see it has these huge pullbacks. It has a run, then it has a monster pullback. Now it's running again. guess what's gonna happen? It's getting close to that high. This is the yearly chart on that 233 range, which seems to be the high. So if it breaks out above that, then maybe you get a run, but I doubt it. I think what's gonna happen Monday is that this is gonna pull back hard. It's going on the watch list. So if you can find shares to short, go for it. Get ready for it. LXRX. Let's see, 2 day, 1 day. Yeah, this thing just spiked. Look at this crazy spike right into the close. This is 13 bucks. It's running up. I'm not gonna put it on my watch list, but it could continue to spike. SYN. Nah, well, shit. CAMT. CAMT is a stock that look at this, 566 5 days ago. High 710, but it doesn't have much volume. So, but these stocks that move like this, these are the ones that are sneaky. That are great swing trades. Is it gonna go on my watch list? It's kind of choppy. I'll put it on there just so you guys can take a look at it. Remember, just because a stock goes on your watch list doesn't mean you need, it doesn't mean anything. It's just on your watch list. You can choose to trade it or not. MDXG had a nice move. This is, had some nice range here. We'll put on the watch list. 1.2 million shares, not super liquid, but enough that you can put on the watch list. We'll see. Hopefully it's volatile Monday. We'll see. Nope. ENPH. Nope. Even though some dog shit pump, but but no volume, not for me. PTN, nope. AT, nope. Nope. RX, NBGGY, nope. These are pumps, shitty pumps. SHOP, nope. ENEZ, nope. IXYZ, nope. AMC, gives back a lot of gains, and then it has these ranges. I'm gonna put it on the watch list. Watch it till Monday for a nice short, and then it might bounce again. CYRS, nope. ARRY. Yeah, ARY is a stock that, when it has, news and moves, it has nice range. So what I expect Monday, I expect it to pull back and give some of that back because it's holding its highs. Not to say it's not going to continue upward, but, you can expect that. CACQ, CACQ, no volume. AREX, no. CACLS, no volume. But it is, on its way up, maybe a good swing trade. ARTH, nope. EVH, nope. HTLT, nope. JONES, nope. CHRS, no. I mean, these stocks, are moving. They're moving. They just don't have a lot of volume. NYXT, no volume. But, man, this spikes so hard. The range, I like these big, long spikes like this. I'll put it on the watch list, even though it has no volume. But we'll see. All right, so those are the stocks that were on my watch list. Now again, sometimes if I want to get real technical, like I'll look at stocks that fell below the 4% range. So like I'll look at stocks like this, and these are all. Let's see if I get anything. Nothing here on the feed. So I'll look at my dip buy scan, see if anything's here. And sometimes I'll look at stocks like that are up 1%, 2%, 0.2%. Sometimes you'll find stocks that you weren't even thinking about that would be on your range, and they'll come up. So you can continue to look and see what it is. Anything. There's some stocks here like look at this KBH. Nice range here. It was only up 2%. That's why it didn't go on my. That's why it didn't pop on my scanner. But I would put this on the watch list. It's holding its highs. It's gapping back up. And you can see what it's done over the last 5 days. Yeah, it's at 20 to 21. It's probably gonna have a nice shorting opportunity. And you just continue to look. Sometimes you'll find something. And and I continue to look. Sometimes I'll put a watch list up. Look like S Sprint. Look at this. Guess what's gonna happen to Sprint Monday? It's gonna give back its gains. But it didn't appear on my list because it's only up 3%. But that's a great stock to look to short. PK, 7 million shares, only up 4%. But look at this. Look at this range. You gotta think that it may continue on up, but you gotta think that people are gonna take profit as the market open. So that's what I do, guys. I look at these stocks and get a sense of what I'm gonna do. So these are the stocks that are on my watch list for Monday. We'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. Look at this ACHN. Did I have ACHN on my? Yeah, it's already there. So, these are the stocks that I'm looking at when I'm looking to make my trades. So, hopefully, let's see if there's anything else here. Nope. So, hopefully, this made sense. Watch my watch list. Oh, look at this. DVAX moved after hours. That's going to go on the watch list for Monday, too. Probably had some news. DVAX. Nice. All right, cool. So, we got a nice watch list here. All right, here's the watch list, so you can see all the stocks that are on the watch list. Again, go subscribe to my YouTube. All right, so if we go to YouTube real quick, all right. Oops, sorry guys. Let's go to YouTube. All right, so go to YouTube, and again, my handle is watchotrade. Okay, and I spelled it wrong, so it's not gonna come up. Here we go, watchotrade. The volume is, I'm sorry, my internet just sucks. Here I go. I only got 306 subscribers. I gotta grow, man. It's growing though, little by little. Now I'm trying to push this. That's why I keep telling people to go. But got a lot of great videos here that you can, you can see. So subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave comments, and remember, go follow Bullish Bears. Okay, so we're on, the Bullish Bears website. My internet is acting up. So just make sure you go to www.bullishbears.com. Oops, maybe that's why, because I spelled it wrong. Go to Bullish Bears, all right, and join the community. All right, we're on Facebook, okay, Instagram. All right, these are the founders. They're great. All right, and enjoy your weekend, folks.